Hello everyone, and today we'll be reacting to the new Mr. Beast updates on Insane by More Pegasus. Thank you. Please enjoy.
Is my own personal calls with Mr. Beast because it's actually pretty interesting. Number two, the soggy cereal videos that people are claiming quote unquote debunks everything and that all the Mr. Beast allegations are fake. By the way, Soggy left out the fact that he was paid by a Mr. Beast employee to fly to North Carolina.
You obviously flew to America, right?
Yeah.
Did you cover those costs yourself, or did Mr. Beast in any way pay?
Since it was last moment and very expensive.
That's crazy. You covered somebody else's expenses to fly somewhere. I don't even understand that.
Dustin, as far as I know, paid for
Especially Mr. Beast. Nigga, he got enough money.
those, and not on a Mr. Beast card. They said that it was on the card of, like, literally his name. I want to be completely transparent about that.
Was that said in the video, or is it somewhere in your description, just to really get it clear that?
No, it's not in the video.
I mean, you know, I'm asking for like a kind of like a journalistic standard or something, I guess.
Mr. Journalistic Integrity left out that he was literally paid by one side, and that obviously makes him very biased.
Hey, it's not like there's such a thing as investigative integrity. It's not like there's such a thing as investigative integrity.
But I'm getting ahead of myself, we'll get to that. Let's start with my call with Mr. Beast. So basically, Mr. Beast reached out to me on Twitter and
Okay, let me turn on the light. I'm black as shit. Alright, here we go.
then we talked on Discord. And the first call I wanted to record, right? But he insisted not to record this, that he just wants to chat, which is fine. I said that, okay, we'll just do the interview later. And he just said he wants to shoot the shit, basically. But pretty much in that first call, we just started talking like regular people. We ended up talking about anime, video games, and health, and life in general. He used to do these COD commentary videos as well, so he was a commentary YouTuber. And
wait, he got an interview with Mr. Beast or somebody who's connected to Mr. Beast? That's crazy, son. You actually got this shit. Shit. Do you for your shit?
We had a lot in common, very similar interests, and we actually unironically got along very well. Apparently he has 10,000 hours in League of Legends, which honestly should be a crime. But yeah, it was really weird. He basically just trusted me like a best friend. He sent like super private things about his new show that he's not allowed to show anyone. He completely trusted me after the conversation. He said a lot of stuff that you don't really say in public, you know, you just kind of say to friends. And yeah, that was pretty surprising considering all of the appearances on this channel and all the other channels. You would think that he would hate my guts, but no, he was perfectly cool. He said he'd make the exact same videos if he was me, and he totally...
This reminds me of that thing with Briz. If y'all don't know who Briz is, he's a YouTuber who makes like funny little jokes and stuff. And he has even said it too, that some people don't hate his music, his videos because they're funny. It's not just because of how he is.
Get the bag as well. We joked that in an alternate universe we'd actually be friends. So what I concluded was Jimmy himself as a person is chill. He's just another guy. Now Jimmy the CEO, that's an alter version. I don't know much about that guy. That guy might just be Heisenberg, okay? I can't speak much about it. I would have been able to if, you know, he let me complete the interview, but he did not. After that, we had a couple more calls just discussing the details of the interview. I had to send him the questions, you know, he just had to approve some of them, say stuff that he can like legally answer, he can't legally answer. So, you know, I revised it a ton of times, you know, I had to craft the perfect questions, all of that. And he was super excited, man. He was like, oh my god, finally I'm getting my side out. But literally last minute he's like, oh, my team said in person would be better, and that he might do it later on my channel still after another in-person interview. And I said that there's kind of no point for that and it would be irrelevant because if the other person properly grills you, like he talked about doing it with Colin and Samir, John Yoshire, these are like two podcasters, and he said Oompaville as well. And obviously I said don't do it with like Colin and Samir or whatever because they're...
Why the fuck would you bring up Oompaville, my nigga? The fuck he gotta do with this?
They're not commentary, and that will tank your reputation completely if, you know, if they don't grill you on it. So I recommended Oompa, of course, after me. I was like, it's best to do it here, but I was like, okay, if you want to do it in person, please choose Oompa out of those guys. And he did, okay? So that interview is probably going up tomorrow if this video goes up before that. And yeah, people were saying that I'm salty that he did it with Oompa when I recommended him. I literally told him to do it with him. So yeah, I was cool with that decision, but obviously I was annoyed because he literally like wasted 2 of my days and, you know, made me prepare all those questions just to flake like last second. But yeah, obviously he just said sorry for baiting me or whatever. And yeah, that's just what I told you guys in the community post. It wasn't hostile. It wasn't meant to force him to come onto my channel or like guilt tripping or whatever. And it wasn't defending him either. It was literally just the truth. Let's move on to Soggy's videos because man, I've been wanting to respond to this because people think I'm dodging it or something. Please. So Soggy released a new video called The Truth About Mr. Beast and Dogpack 404. But yeah, people treated this video like the best video on YouTube, the holy grail. And it did introduce new info and prove that Dogpack got a lot of stuff wrong, but so did Soggy. He just took the word of Mr. Beast employees as gospel. And he did not mention that they paid for his flight to North Carolina. That is a massive bias and compromises your integrity by leaving that out of the video. And if you think you couldn't fit it in, it was a 1.5 hour video. You have to say if you got paid. It's like, you know, it's like if you're doing a sponsorship for a product, you have to say you were sponsored. Otherwise it compromises, you know, what you're saying. It's literally illegal to do that, right? Now keep in mind, as we go through this video, some of this info was literally impossible for us to know before this video came out. The only reason Soggy knew any of this stuff is because he had access to private information that none of us did, like that Dustin guy.
Whoa.
No, because why you did that?
Reached out to him. Even CoffeeZilla could not get a single interview about anything, but somehow Soggy gets it. And then he sits on his high horse after the fact. You should have known all of this. Like, please. Like, some of this stuff was literally impossible, but yes, I will admit to what stuff I got wrong as well. Now, real quick, some context. The Soggy video came off so much like MrBeast glazing that MrBeast himself literally sent it to every commentary YouTuber, begging them to cover it.
I want to be fully transparent here. Mr. Beast DM'd me.
Cover that shit.
And keep in mind, I don't think I've ever spoken to him before in my life. This is the first time he reached out to me, so I'll show the DM on stream.
You still probably can't see it as good, but yeah.
Soggy did make a tweet after disavowing that, saying that I think both sides did wrong, but obviously the video did not appear that way. It was like 99% Dogpack sucks, and then 1% MrBeast sucks. Now, what some of you don't know is that Soggy actually made another video before this where he actually lied a shit ton about me. But I want to make it clear before I go over this, do not go to his channel, do not say anything mean. I've already confronted him.
You can't stop this. First of all, you have loyal fans that will do this shit, and to anybody else who does do this, please be careful, because one, you can cause a lot of conflict between YouTube channel communities that nobody wants to get done. So please, and I say this with integrity, please don't do that.
Him in private. And I'm sorry to Soggy for making this video, but I literally have to. I mean, to defend my own reputation. Otherwise, it would come off very bad to not update what Dogpack got wrong as well. So the first video is about Slop, and it was mostly about me. And he basically deleted that video, and he cited a reason on his community tab that I was being overly critical of Slop. And because of this, the comments were like, you should have left it up. But let me add another reason to that. That shit was just lying about me. So real quick, let's go through this first video.
Videos are stretched to the 20 to 30 minute mark without adding anything of value for the viewer. And at this point,
Put this shit down, motherfucker. You claim as somebody who has done plenty of commentary and have made good fucking points and have showed actual value of shit that happened that Mr. Beast, Loco Punk, and KSI have fucking done. So you can't say shit about what the fuck he did versus what you said wrong in the entire damn video.
every time I open my feed, I feel like it's filled with the exact same videos I've already seen 1,000 times before, but just about a different topic.
Okay, so he says I add no value to the viewer. Apparently millions of people are watching for zero value. Apparently all of you guys are just brain dead. You should be watching pseudo-intellectuals, such as people who take 3 months for a video and then don't disclose they got paid. Maybe the value is me.
And yes, I'm recording this shit from my fucking phone. I don't have a computer. That's why I'm doing this shit.
Maybe the value is summarizing drama that people don't have time for. That people actually have lives and they just want to hear what's going on quickly and in one place. And the value comes from the way I deliver it, the humor, the jokes, the personality, the memes, the way it's talked about. And you may think it's useless, but other people love it and they're allowed to watch.
30-minute follow-up videos to the same topic as yesterday, with only a tweet worth of new information.
Hold on, I'll be back, y'all.
Scrolled through my entire saga of
I'm
Mr.
back.
Beast case, I'm Logan, and then he says
That's
it's a
the
30-minute
yeah,
video
no, I
with only a
paused it
tweet
to talk
worth
to
of
my
new
brother.
info. Again, straight up lie. Show me one video out of the entire saga where there's only one tweet of new info. They are packed to the brim with content. That's why the retention is so high. It's all new information. I don't know why you think people are just stupid watching the exact same video with the exact same thumbnail 50 times. Obviously, it's different videos. Obviously, they're watching updates to the story. And yeah, the thumbnails are funny. It's
I watch more of his shit. Truthfully, it's awesome. So I love watching his content. There are plenty of other people who watch his stuff and like, damn, this is cool. He make a good ass updates. Next video I'm probably gonna do like the Willie Max show thing before I do this. But this is cool.
It's
though.
literally a meme.
I'm sorry, but how the f do you make 3 20-minute videos for a total of 1 hour about like a single cool 10 DDM tweet and like 5 dumbass KSI and Logan Paul tweets in backlash to the release of a processed food product?
A lot of videos on X and Y and Z and A and B and C. I mean, you just answered your own question. He tries to say it's one tweet, then realizes, whoops, you actually got 50 tweets. We got XYZ wrong, we got XYZ response, update here and there. That's how I made so many videos, because there were so many things going on.
But with every video that is well researched, there are hundreds that are somehow double their length, containing nothing but misinformation.
Okay, so let's see what I actually said in my video. Dogpack has just dropped his 3rd exposed video on Mr. Beast, and it goes over...
Ever curious what the characters actually do during their time off?
on Mr. Beast, and it goes over some of the most serious allegations yet. Disclaimer, everything in this video is alleged, all parties talked about are innocent until proven guilty, anything said or speculated is my opinion and not a fact, I'm simply reporting the news. So some of the important points in the video include allegations against James Warren. Some of the important points in the video include allegations against James Warren, which clearly states that I'm not accusing him. It's me saying Dogpack is making said allegations. That is a factually true statement that these allegations were made. I will still say I'm really sorry about that because it's not cool, and you know, Dogpack should have done much more research before an allegation, and I should have done more research before spreading such an allegation. So again, I want to say I'm sorry about that. I legitimately did not know at that time. If I knew the truth at the time of making that video, I swear to you, I would not have included it at all. I'm sorry about it. I realize that now, and it won't happen again. Also want to say that I did correct the record in a future video in an update. He basically put out this tweet where he said that the allegations he made against James Warren, the Secret Beast CEO, for DV particularly were likely not true, which undermines a lot of his credibility. I gotta be fair, I gotta call out BS when I see it, so that was definitely a huge L for Dogpack.
Where 70% of the videos is just a replay of Dogpack's content that's already filled with lies and manipulation, and the remaining 30% is just you making the most slanderous and uninformed statements possible. Even add my own misinformation defamatory statements on top, like more Pegasus.
Once again, complete lie. Of course, he gives zero examples of this because I never did that. I just covered Dogpack's allegations as this is what he is saying. Now, I did add my own opinions on the situation, which I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to have. That's the point of the videos. I still think the videos are fake. I still think he's shady. You can think different, but that's not called slander. That's called having an opinion. So Sagi does this thing where he's lumping me in the same boat as Dogpack, which is not even close to what I did. I'm reporting allegations like a news source does. Now, according to Sagi's logic, if a famous celebrity gets like accused of something, and then, you know, you have all those news sites saying Kanye accused of X thing, apparently they're just not allowed to do that. Apparently they're just not allowed to report on any allegations ever. Like, that's literally the job of the news, to report what's happening. Okay, so 70% is the other person's video, but if you watch my videos, you know the majority of it is me talking, and I use clips to portray certain context that I need to explain in the video, obviously. So
this nigga's just on dick. He just on somebody else for something he did. You're just on somebody just because they're getting more better information than you. That's all he is. He a hating ass nigga. Then he took the video down, so the fact that nobody else can get the video. Well, Pegasus got the video, and you complaining about the fact that, and you took the video down because you didn't want to get flamed on by making that damn video. which was the dumbest shit you ever made. You getting on somebody else because they're more successful than you. That's basically all it fucking is.
There's some subtle manipulation there, implying that I'm somehow like borderline fair use videos, when obviously if you watch my videos, most of the videos I'm talking the most.
Slop channels like this, well, they don't respect the viewers' free time.
To call somebody else's shit slop, you have no room to fucking talk, my nigga. First of all, this nigga shit ain't slop. That's why I'm fucking subscribed. The reason why you're just upset is just because you don't like the fact of he was making more bank than you. He's got a damn camera. He's got like 1 million views on one of his videos. I can see like right here. Close to 1 million views on his videos was showing the fact that all his evidence is logical and it's not fake. You don't like the fact that he's making better progress than you inside of stuff and getting more information than you. So you make fake ass information about somebody else. Hop off the dick.
Time whatsoever. Why are we now averaging a 20-minute video length on content that could have been less than 2 minutes long without losing any of the informative or entertainment value?
Yeah, right after this he releases a 1.5-hour long video that he spent months on and still got half the shit wrong and didn't disclose that he was paid by one of the parties. Okay, let's move on to the second video. I wasn't originally going to cover that first one, but people keep referencing the lies made in that video. So in this video he actually ends up exposing Dogpack for some of the things he got wrong.
So in this video I will be debunking close to every accusation.
Okay, spoilers, he debunks some of the stuff after getting insider info that we didn't have access to, but a lot of the stuff he's like, well, MrBeast employee said this, therefore it is correct, when it's just a he said, she said. Like, people lie, obviously, Dogpack can lie, and the MrBeast employees can lie, so, you know, keep that in mind as we go through this. So the first thing was the Delaware thing.
When I was there, they called him Delaware. He's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, you know.
Delaware was once a store manager at Jimmy's local Best Buy, so as a dumbass, impulsive 19-year-old randomly thrown into fame, he went to his local Best Buy and asked its employees if they wanted to work for it. Naively thinking that a multi-billion-dollar company would have at least made sure to not hire criminals and especially to not hire a registered sex offender as store manager.
Nigga, this was way before the allegations and way before this nigga was young as fuck and just starting out his channel. Talking some higher sex nigga, none of that shit happened until later on in the video. Stop fucking hating, nigga.
Okay, so it turns out in the initial video I made covering this, I already said that it sounds pretty far-fetched and it probably isn't true. But I gotta point out that just because this person was hired when Jimmy was young or whatever, he should have done background checks as the years went on, because that individual was being a star in videos watched by kids. Also, did nobody question this? So at the start, he says that there's plenty of videos where they didn't cover Delaware's face. Yes, obviously they didn't, because they didn't know he was an RSO. But then they randomly started covering his face. So why did they do that? Is that because they found out he was an RSO? Because then you should just remove him rather than cover his face. Don't you think so? I don't know, I'm, you know, making speculation there, but I can't believe you didn't even mention that in the video. Like, everyone's like, oh, this is debunked. Like, what? I mean, good job by Soggy for pointing it out, but there needs to be some pushback as well, instead of just blindly believing everything what these employees say.
What about Jake the Viking's tweet about Jimmy's mom literally allowing her then barely of age son to knowingly be in contact with and hire a child? First of all, have you thought about just how absurd that sounds? And second, Jake the Viking is a shitty person and untrustworthy. Even Dogpack's friends agree on that.
I mean, we also know that MrBeast's team, at least some members, are definitely shady and untrustworthy as well. So what, do you not listen to both sides? Again, it's a he said, she said, and even this person is not sure. It says, I don't think Jimmy or his mom knew when they hired him. I really don't think Sue would knowingly, like, it's a thing. It's like, I'm not sure, you know, I'm just guessing here. You know, I hope that that's not the case. So it's not debunking. This is not called debunking. This is literally like, hey, maybe. Then he talks about the Jake Weddle part, and this kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Falsely accusing someone of committing war crimes against the Geneva Convention in a consented to solitary confinement challenge where you'd earn $10,000 a day and can quit whenever you want and still keep the accumulated prize money up until that point. Oh, wait.
And I go up to my friend, my good friend. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
The war crime stuff was 100% a joke. I'm now a producer, but I was originally hired as a comedy writer with Jake Weddle, so I just wanted to cheer him up with a dumb and edgy joke. And then after making those slanderous claims, accept another $50,000 from Jimmy with no strings attached.
Okay, this part again, in my first video covering it, I literally said it probably doesn't fall under the definition of war crime. I personally don't think it's a war crime, because obviously you have to be in a war for that to qualify, but I don't like the way Soggy did this, because you may think Jake Weddle is a complaint box and ungrateful person, but Jimmy apologized to him for like the mental stress it caused or whatever, and then he paid him the rest of the money. I mean, if he's really innocent, stand by it and don't pay him shit or apologize at all. You know, stand on business there. Again, Soggy doesn't know what happened there. He wasn't there. He's just guessing here. This is not evidence, okay? And just because he said the war crime thing was a joke, that is a passing comment that nobody cares about, all right? It doesn't mean Jake didn't go through something horrible. There was the element of pressure and money that we were talking about as well. This is a random comparison, but it's kind of like abusive boyfriend, like, oh, he's hitting you, just leave, it's easy, just leave. Like, why would you stay with him in a relationship if he's hitting you? Just stop complaining and leave, right? Obviously, it's not that simple. You know, there's certain pressures, there's certain intimidation factors. You can be financially reliant, etc., etc. So it's not that simple. And him just saying that that war crime thing was a joke doesn't change.
Yeah, we hitting that 20-minute mark, so I'm gonna have to see y'all later in the next video. Thank you very much, and catch you next time.